Hello and welcome back. We've got some hope. We've got some hope on our hands with NF Nate. This is a new track. I'm told that I've got to do this one. Everyone's been jumping on the comment bandwagon saying, Chris, you just came with a new track. And it's kind of sad because I haven't really experienced all of his other tracks. And I've got a whole, I'm never going to make it through it, but I've got a whole list of NF discography songs here. And it's like, you know, what's the point at this point? But let's go. I'm gonna get myself some hope. So, without much further ado, let's go.
Hope, yeah, I'm on my way. I'm coming.
Ooh. Isn't it weird to have the word hope followed by an ominous kind of creepy horror movie kind of tone in the background? Is he gonna find hope? Sounds like he's in the pit of despair right now.
Coming. Don't lose faith in me.
Oh, he's
I know
adrift.
you've been waiting. I know you've been praying for my soul. Oh. 30 years you've been dragging your feet, telling me I'm the reason we're stagnant. 30 years you've been claiming you're honest and promising progress. Well, where is it at? I don't want you to feel like a failure. I know
like that little piano.
hurts,
Little
but I
note.
gave you your chance to deliver. Now it's my turn. Don't get me wrong. Nature had a great run, but it's time to give the people something different. So without further ado,
Hey, took my line. Come on. Okay. I'm just captivated by the visuals right now and the very interesting notes on. You got the cello and the violin playing that haunting tone in the background, and then it just ramps up faster and faster, and then breaks to a simple little piano melody or tune that every once in a while hits a little flat note just to kind of like keep you offset, just keep you a little bit on the edge, but you know what I mean? So let's see if I'm missing some captions here. So let's just go ahead and go for some subtitleage if it'll help. But let me just back up a bit because I've got it kind of watch this again here. This. Effective.
30 years you've been dragging your feet, telling me I'm the reason we're stagnant. 30 years you've been claiming you're honest and promising progress. Well, where is it at? I don't want you to feel like a failure. I know this hurts, but I gave you your chance to deliver. Now it's my turn. Don't get me wrong. Nature had a great run, but it's time to give the people something different.
Okay, so maybe if people are asking for a little hope, bruh, you know, the other videos that I've been watching with him and Tech Nine, you know, their collab, Lost, and it's all very bleak. It's all very, very, very heavy stuff. And so, is this the hope that everyone's crying for? A little change of tune, maybe?
So without further ado, I'd like to introduce my album. Hope. What's my definition of success? Listening to what your heart says.
Yes. Yes. You know, listen to what your heart says. Yes. That's the definition of success. Unless your heart leads you astray, then of course it's just calamity and everything else that goes along with it. But yes, what's my definition of success?
Of success. Listening to what your heart says.
Yes.
Standing up for what you know is right while everybody else is. Tucking their toe between their legs.
Oh yes, man.
What's my definition of success? Creating something no one else can. Being brave enough to dream big. Grinding when you're told to just quit. Giving more when you got nothing left. It's a person that'll take a chance on something they were told could never happen. It's a person that can see the bright side through the dark times when there ain't one. It's when someone who ain't never had nothing ain't afraid to walk away from more profit because they'd rather do something that they really love and take the pay cut.
Okay, so I want to know, who's the guy on the rock? Is it just the darker image of himself from hopeless times in past? I just need to look at that again a little bit more closely here. But yeah, I mean, he's just kind of like saying, look, man, I'm going to follow my heart. I'm going to do what I think is right, regardless of what the rest of the tide says and what everyone else is doing. I'm going to swim upstream. I am going to do what I think is right. I can't agree with that more. And I can't respect that more when you have an opportunity. Man, paint your picture, man. You're out with a party with a bunch of friends and they're passing out the drugs. You're going to swim upstream. You know, you're in high school. You know, you see a bunch of your friends want to bully another kid. Are you going to be able to stand up to your bully friends and say, hey, man, that's not right? I mean, paint your scenario. Follow your heart. Don't just go with what everyone else is doing. Another great message.
Hope. What's my definition of success? Listening to what your heart says. Standing up for what you know is right while everybody else is. Tucking their toe between their legs. What's my definition of success? Creating something no one else can. Being brave enough to dream big. Grinding when you're told to just quit. Giving more when you got nothing left. It's a person that'll take a chance on something they were told could never happen.
He's pointing. What does that mean? What does it mean? Look, I'm going to make a promise to you. A promise. A promise. You stand up for what's right. You do what you know needs to be right when everyone else is being silent, and you just go, you know what? Enough. This is what's right. You'll be able to look yourself in the mirror. You'll be able to have a confidence in life and knowing that you're in the right place mentally, and that if those people don't reciprocate and go along with you, maybe tease or whatever, and make you an outcast, so be it. Because they'll know who to go to when they need help. The strong, the ones that fight to stay alive in society, that you fight to be right. People will look up to that. You're not always going to achieve it. You're not always going to get there. But get there. How else can you live? How else can you live with yourself if you know you're a part of a gang that bullied people, that hurt people, that did things to people, when you knew it was wrong, but yet you had that peer pressure moment?
It's a person that can see the bright side through the dark times when there ain't one. It's when someone who ain't never had nothing ain't afraid to walk away from more profit because they'd rather do something that they really love and take the pay cut. It's a person that would never waver or change who they are just to try and gain some credibility so they can feel accepted by a stranger. It's a person that can take the failures in their life and turn them into motivation. It's believing in yourself when no one else does. It's amazing what a little bit of faith can do. If you don't even believe in you, why would you think or expect anybody else that's around you?
Wait,
I done did things that I regret. I done said things I can't take back. Was a lost soul at a crossroad who had no hope, but I changed that. I spent years of my life holding on to things I never should have kept, full of hatred. Years of my life carrying a lot of baggage that I should have walked away from.
And now again, we have the violins coming in, and just he's one strength that Nate has is he has the ability to really subtly and creatively, and I'm on him, I'm watching for it. Like every time I'm listening to a song of his, I'm keenly aware of what he's doing to us. He's that master weaver that can kind of get things going. And this guy is just like very, very good at his craft. And if you listen to the music and the subtleties of the violins happening right now with the pounding of the percussion and the abrupt points that it's making, but you can tell something's coming. You can tell something dark is coming to intrude. I can almost predict that he is going to have another battle with his past. It's coming. So just listen to that little violin coming up here in the background there. Let's see where it goes.
I done said things I can't take back.
So no violin right now. He's just going, he's got no music, but then he introduces it in that effective way of just, it's almost like you don't even hear it coming, but then you realize your mood is shifted from one moment to the next just because of what's been happening to his progression musically. It's really, really good.
Lost soul at a crossroad who had no hope, but I changed that. I spent years of my life holding on to things I never should have kept, full of hatred. Years of my life carrying a lot of baggage that I should have walked away from. Years of my life wishing I was someone different, looking for some validation. Years of my life trying to fill a void, pretending I was in. They get it.
So his former self pushed him back, maybe?
What's reality with all these questions? Things that I missed while alone and slept in. Broken legs, but I chase perfection. These walls are my blank expression. My mind is a hole I'm trapped in, and it's lonely inside this.
Necessary evil, difficult to go through, yes, but beneficial. Some would say having a mental breakdown is a negative thing, which on one hand I agree, but on the other hand it was the push I needed to get help and start the healing process. See, if I'd never hit rock bottom, would I be the person that I am today? I don't.
There's the black balloons again. Okay, now we're just rapid fire some really serious content here. I'm missing some of it just because of the visuals, the audio, and all this going along with it. And he's got some faster lyrics coming at us here. So let's just go back a little bit and just continue on. So this is basically his mind. He was on the beach, adrift, battling maybe with himself and his mind, and he keeps getting pushed back by his own limitations maybe. And then struggling to get out and break away and maintain his hope. And so maybe he's dressed here as hope, and he opens the doors to find those balloons, those burdens that are there, and trying to find a way out of his mind. Interesting stuff, Maynard.
Necessary evil, difficult to go through, yes, but beneficial. Some would say having a mental breakdown is a negative thing, which on one hand I agree, but on the other hand it was the push I needed to get help and start the healing process. See, if I'd never hit rock bottom, would I be the person that I am today? I don't believe so. I'm a
yes. Embrace those bad times in your life. It is going to make who you are so much more real, wow.
So breakdown is a negative thing, which on one hand I agree, but on the other hand it was the push I needed to get help and start the healing process. See, if I'd never hit rock bottom, would I be the person that I am today? I don't believe so.
Yeah, hitting rock bottom is never such a bad thing.
I'm a prime example of what happens when you choose to not accept defeat and face your demons. Took me 30 years to realize that if you want to get the opportunity to be the greatest version of yourself, sometimes you gotta be someone you're not to hear the voice of reason. Having kids will make you really take a step back and look in the mirror. At least for me, that's what it did. Wake up up every day and pick my son up, hold him in my arms and let him know he's loved. Standing by the window questioning if that is ever going to show up. Isn't something he's gonna have to worry about, don't get it twisted, that was in the shop. Mama, I forgive you, I just don't want him to grow up thinking that he'll never be enough. 30 years of running, 30 years of searching, 30 years of hurting, 30 years of pain, 30 years of fearful, 30 years of anger, 30 years of empty, 30 years of shame, 30 years of broken, 30 years of anguish, 30 years of hopeless, 30 years of 30 years of never, 30 years of maybe, 30 years of later, 30 years of fate, 30 years of hollow, 30 years of sorrow, 30 years of darkness, 30 years of 30 years of baggage, 30 years of sadness, 30 years of stagnant, 30 years of change, 30 years of patience, 30 years of suffering, 30 years of torment, 30 years of 30 years of bitter, 30 years of lonely, 30 years of pushing everyone away. You'll never evolve, I know I can change. We are not enough, we are not the same. You don't have the heart, you don't have the strength, you don't have the will, you don't have the faith. You'll never be loved, you'll never be safe. Might as well give up, not running away. You don't have the guts, you're the one afraid. I'm the one in charge, I'm taking the reins.
Oh my. There it is. Full-blown chill attack right there. How this guy does it. He just weaves that web that we all just fall trapped in. What another song that is just so relatable and hopeful. I just can't. I mean, for this guy to be able to share and M being able to share from their past, and it just gives all of us a break, and it gives us all of a chance to realize, wait a minute, I can do this. I have hope. I'm not alone. This is not foreign. This is not something that's come just my way, and no one else has ever experienced this. These tracks are gifts. These tracks offer hope, and they give us all a chance. I mean, look at, he's holding his son every day and just trying to show him that, he's not going to go away. He's going to be there for his son. He's not going to put his son what he went through, not taking a jab at his mom or whatever, but he's going, hey, it's like, I need to give my kid what I never had. And maybe in that moment of, sharing that is going to give him his own hope by giving it to his son. You guys have heard my story, and it's not an easy thing to grow up without a father figure in your life on a regular basis. It's not, gosh, my dad, the only screwdriver he ever picked up was one made of orange juice and vodka. You can never turn a screwdriver or build anything or whatever. And it's just, and he had such an abusive verbally approach in life. It's like, I love my kids to death, and I would do anything for them. And maybe it's just the way that we turn our despair into something that's more bright and incredible for those that are left. And speak of the devil, my son just walking into the house right now. But yeah, what an incredible way. And sometimes having a kid or, certain circumstances in our life help lift us up out of those pits that we find ourselves in. So, Nate, good one, man. Another wonderful track, very, very effective musically, draws the listener right in, sets the stage. Very relevant music to accompany the lyrics and the depths of what he's trying to explain to us. Is just that in itself is just a remarkable ability to have. But I've just mad respect for these folks that can be vulnerable enough to teach us things that we have, encountered ourselves, and pointing the way out. It just, wow. 10.